Shedeur Sanders turns heads without Brown's first-team rep. Sanders was the most consistent QB for the Browns after mandatory minicamp. The largest discussion this NFL offseason seems to be when Shedeur Sanders will get a significant opportunity with the Cleveland Browns. Most of the chatter has been when will he have opportunities to work with the first-team offense. To the average football viewer, the pecking order that currently exists defies normal football logic. However, the process does make logical sense from the perspective of the Browns' coaching staff. Throwing out baseless conjecture needs to happen. Fans should completely discard the Shedeur will not get an opportunity arguments. We understand it might be a little PTSD from the draft slide. And while that might be a perfectly acceptable talking point at a barbershop, it just doesn't make any logical sense. It's even less realistic if fans were tracking most of the available information. National media are leaning into pessimistic narratives, which is almost alarming considering most outlets have former players who know a rookie never wins a starting job in June. The other big elephant in the room is adopting a they don't want him to succeed idea. Even if there were concerted efforts against Sanders, it's unlikely any of it came from Browns coaches. Let's trust the process and let this play out how it's meant to in Cleveland. Shedeur will continue to do the right things. That's what he has always done. Cleveland, Ohio. The late summer sun filtered through the gray skies of Berea, casting a golden sheen over the practice field where rookies and veterans alike moved like chess pieces in Kevin Stefanski's carefully orchestrated drills. At first glance, nothing about Thursday's practice screamed revolution. Deshaun Watson zipped passes with his usual calm confidence. Amari Cooper made trademark sideline catches, and the Browns' defensive line resembled a wall of steel. But ask any player or coach what name was echoing across the field when the cameras weren't rolling, and one answer keeps surfacing. Shedeur. Not Watson. Not Chubb. Not Garrett. Just Shedeur. A star among shadows. Shedeur Sanders, the 6'2", 215-pound rookie quarterback out of Colorado and son of the iconic Deion Prime Sanders, wasn't supposed to steal the spotlight this week. Officially, he wasn't even competing for first-team reps. With Deshaun Watson entrenched as the starter, Shedeur's role was meant to be developmental, clipboard in hand, helmet tucked under his arm, soaking in the NFL like a sponge. But that's not how Shedeur Sanders operates. That's not how he was raised. In fact, that's not how the game works when a generational name meets generational talent. The ripple effect of confidence. During a 7-on-7 drill mid-practice, a miscommunication sidelined backup Dorian Thompson-Robinson for a rep. As coaches briefly scanned the field for an alternate, Sanders didn't wait. With deliberate purpose, he stepped up, helmet already fastened, chin strap snapped. Coach said, "You in?" Wide receiver David Bell recalled later. And Shedeur just nodded, not cocky, just calm, like he already knew what was going to happen. He took the snap clean, dropped 3 steps, and rifled a laser between 2 defenders to Cedric Tillman on a quick slant. Next rep, play-action bootleg, a dart to tight end Harrison Bryant for a first down. The final rep of his unexpected cameo was a 40-yard bomb that dropped into Jalen Camp's arms like manna from heaven. 3 reps, 3 completions, 3 jaw drops. The sideline murmurs began. Coaches exchanged glances. Some veterans gave those knowing nods reserved for, "Yep, he's got it." Prime DNA. Shedeur's confidence is not born of arrogance. It's forged from something deeper, something inherited. It's in the way he walks with posture, like he's followed greatness long enough to understand its price. It's in how he speaks. Deliberate, thoughtful, never rushed. "I've been in pressure my whole life," he said after practice, when reporters, who initially weren't planning to ask about the third-string rookie, swarmed his locker. "Pressure ain't new. I welcome it." Shedeur grew up under the beaming spotlight of his father, NFL Hall of Famer and Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. But if you think Shedeur is just the product of flashy lineage, you haven't been paying attention. At Jackson State, he threw for over 6,900 yards and 70 touchdowns in 2 seasons. When he followed his father to Colorado in 2023, many doubted he could compete in a Power 5 conference. He silenced them in Week 1 by throwing for a school record 510 yards against TCU and never looked back. Now in Cleveland, he's doing it again, quietly rewriting the expectations for a rookie with no first-team reps.